Zack Snyder's Watchmen, one of the most overrated, pretentious, and soulless pieces of comic book media adapted to the big screen. A film only pseudo-intellectual neckbeard incels would dare say is their favorite comic book film next to BVS and Joker. Now, just because I say something is overrated doesn't mean it's bad. It's just my opinion, and if you don't like the video, then just leave and don't be toxic. For this review, I'm going to have 3 sections. Alright, so let's get into the story. If I'm going to be completely honest, I don't remember like 85% of what happened in the movie. It was just so boring. I was on my phone the entire time because nothing was engaging. All I could remember was really just the sex scenes and Rorschach getting blown up. This movie is very empty. Poor world building, no cameos, no post-credit scene. Things just kind of happen to make the plot go forward. It tries so hard to be different and mature when it should have followed the Marvel formula. And it would have been successful, and we would have gotten many sequels on the way. I'm going to have to give the story a 4.5 out of 10. Now, let's talk about the characters. I can't remember any of the characters in the movie, except Night Owl being a Batman knockoff, Dr. Manhattan's blue penis, and Rorschach being way too edgy for a superhero movie. I only remember Silk Spectre because of how objectifying and misogynistic her outfit was. Put some fucking pants on, lady. Gross. Nobody has a sense of humor or personality. That's what makes the MCU work, because the characters act like real people, and not emotionless robots like the Star Wars prequels.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
The main villain really just wanted to be Homelander, but he was just not it. He was just evil for the sake of being evil.
Humanity's savage nature will inevitably lead to global annihilation. So in order to save this planet, I had to trick it with the greatest practical joke in human history.
Killing millions.
To save billions.
Compared to a good villain like Thanos with a realistic motivation. Other than just wanting to rule the world. You know your superhero movie is going to be bad when even the villain can't make it up. I'm going to have to give the characters a 2 out of 10. Now, onto what matters the most, in my opinion. The action.
Assemble.
The thing is, when I watch a superhero movie, I just want to see someone get punched really hard. And unfortunately, Watchmen just doesn't bring that to the table either. The movie is just too slow and boring. The moment we see someone get punched, it's too late because I already lost interest. There's not even a big final battle at the end. How is your movie almost 3 hours long with brooding and politics, but no action? Now don't get me wrong, I love politics in my media, but not when it gets in the way of superheroes punching each other. Rorschach getting blown up was pretty cool though. The action gets a 3 out of 10. Alright, now let's get to the summary and how I would have made the movie. The thing is, I've heard great things about this movie, but I was left disappointed and upset. Everything was confusing and I had no clue on who any of the characters were. It would have made way more sense if each character had a solo movie before the big team up, because everything felt so rushed with no payoff. This film really wanted to compete with the Avengers, but it just didn't work, and that's why we never got a sequel. It also takes itself way too seriously.
That's the real practical joke.
I just wanted to see superheroes, action, and death, and not a lecture about morality or whatever silly nonsense. Overall, I'm going to have to give Watchmen a solid 4 out of 10. The movie had a lot of potential, but it just really needed more time in the oven. It needed a director that knows how to cook.